Hi guys, I'm going to be talking to you today about my introduction and how I thought it was going. Introduction, evaluation, and how I thought my project went. So my thoughts were they went really well, really well. I got a lot done. I had loads of research and I understood what my game was meant to be, and I did loads of work towards it. But I think the problems that I did have was my time management wasn't great. At the end, at the start it was pretty good, but as I got into it, I had a few problems with it, and the problems set me back time, and I didn't leave time for me to fix those problems. So next time I reckon I should leave enough time so I could fix those problems. I think it was really good, this project, because this was a chance for me to try new techniques that I hadn't done before. Like, I never made a decal before, which was the art and graffiti that I had made, which was something I got to try. I tried Substance Painter, which I had never used before. That's really helpful. I tried loads of different techniques with sculpting and stuff. And like, usually I build my area in Unreal or Maya, and then just export it as one big thing. But this time I built it modularly and built it up, so I liked that I tried that. It was a chance for me to try adding my own art into the game as well. I got to try new textures and ways of adding textures. So yeah, I thought that was really cool. It was also something that allowed me to help out a bit, because as I said before, I was looking at the disabled thing, and it linked in with my Welsh back, and it does help kids all over the world. So I thought that was really cool. I thought that was really useful actually, but it didn't quite go as planned, because as I realised, I probably should have done it as a VR game, because it still doesn't quite envelop you the way that I wanted it to. It does envelop you, just not as much as the ones I've seen on the videos and stuff, but it was a good attempt, and if I improve on it and keep working on my game, it'll definitely get there. It gave me a good opportunity to try, because usually I don't usually do my artwork on the computer and add it into a game. Like, we always have to draw and stuff, but this time I got to use my artwork that I designed in my game, which I thought was really good. I tried different ways of doing it. When I was creating my concept art for my areas, I took images, blends based different parts of them, and then went into the gallery and changed the different layers and colours and how blurry and stuff they were. So I thought that was really cool. And when I was actually painting my artwork for my decals, I got to try out different brushes and how it went onto the page. So I made my brushes so it was air painting or spray painting, actual graffiti. So I thought that was really cool. My sculpting skills were improved a lot. I learned a few things about smoothing and adding layers of stuff, and how to add detail. I thought that was really cool. How to get depth in your stuff like that as well. I used that when I was creating the hair of my character, or the face of my character, which I thought was really cool and useful, and would go really well towards a career, because the career I kind of want is animating and sculpting and rigging, that kind of stuff, pretty much character stuff, because in the future I kind of want to do CGI. So I thought that was really cool and useful. In my main phase of talking about this, I think overall my biggest part was my idea generation. I thought it went really well, because I had so many ideas that were going to be useful and I could have chosen from, which is always a good thing, because you can always have something to back it up, or maybe combine it with your bigger idea. to help out. Like the free running, if it was just free running, like in a game, it would have been quite boring. But how I linked it in with gangs and graffiti was what made it the bigger picture. So I thought that was what made my game fun and really like useful to people, and something that they would want to play as well as me create. I think my major influences in my context were myself doing all these sports, my friends, the artist that I looked at, his name is James Clayne. He's the main Star Wars artist. I looked at all of his like rundown Star Wars art with lots of metal and stuff in it, and like the machines they created for that. They used like metal panels and stuff that were rustic and rundown and broken, which I thought was really, really useful. I also thought like YouTube was as well, because I used a lot of like videos and tutorials and images off the internet and YouTube to help me create my animations and that kind of stuff. The reason they work is excited to me is because it's really similar to where I want to hope to end up to be. Like, if I could do something like that, it'd be kind of like a dream come true, because I've been thinking about doing this stuff since I was little, and this is what, like, I took this course because that's why, like, these people like inspire me. So to be able to do something that's remotely similar to what they're doing is quite exciting. My research informed me, because like half of my ideas wouldn't have come out. Like, we played this game in class, like a generation idea game where you have to pass things around, and there's like item list, and each group has to put an item in there with a character to build up your character, and then you have to build a game around your character. I used stuff like that, and I used my research to do that, and I knew I wanted to do a sports type game. Usually I'd probably do like a sci-fi or a fantasy type game, because that's the kind of stuff I play at that house. But I wanted to try something that was a bit out of my comfort zone, because I do play these sports, but they're not the type of games that I would play myself. So the materials I used quite a few materials, not like materials as in like actual materials like clothing and stuff. When I was in Substance Painter, when I was painting my substances, I used a metal texture, like a yellow paint texture on the outside, and then painted like the silver one on the inside, so it looked like the paint had been scratched off for the metal bar type thing and my girder. I used loads of different materials. So for my panel for my wood, I took the starter contact grey concrete, but the way I changed it a bit, kind of blended it in, so it made it look like wood and how it was like cracking and stuff. So I was quite chuffed with that, because I didn't want to use the wood one because it wouldn't fit properly, so I had to edit and change it so it would actually work to how I wanted it to do. So overall, I think our project went really well, that I got a lot done, but if I had a bit more time, I would have got it completely done, which would have been great. So if I got there, that's that. The snags I had were when I was rigging, it kept failing and it wouldn't export and my textures wouldn't go on. But I found my way around that by finding a new way to export, re-rigging my character, retexturing my character in Maya, rebuilding him again, which is also another reason that I fell behind in my projects. I had to fix these problems like I talked about before. So my conclusion is, it turned out not fully as I wanted, but it turned out well. If I would improve, I would definitely give myself more time to fix the problems and maybe find a different way, like a quicker way to get things done. not shortcuts, but a quicker way that was less complex, because I took the long ways around. I really enjoyed my project. Like, there was no part of it that was boring, because this is all stuff I want to do, which is good. I would definitely like to do something in the like this in the future. I would love to do CGI, all the kind of stuff that I'm doing now, but on a higher scale that I get paid for, like that I get credits for. Like, so when people go, oh, this game was created by Jack Fitzpatrick, I want to be like him someday, so I want to be a role model to the people that were role models to me. Thank you. Bye.